In this video, we'll introduce you to the Salesforce Service Cloud and define some basic terminology. Here at PrimePay, the members of our sales department and our service departments are all interacting with the same data inside of Salesforce. But while sales is using the system to establish new accounts, log activities, and create new selling opportunities in the Sales Cloud, service is more focused on resolving tickets and managing the customer service needs of our existing client base. So before we jump into the system, let's talk through some basic Salesforce terminology. First up, we have accounts, and you'll quickly learn that accounts are really the backbone of Salesforce. Just remember, if you're looking to interact with a specific business in Salesforce, almost everything can be found by starting at their account page. A few examples of our most common account types are prospect accounts, and this really represents any business that we're actively selling to. In other words, they're in Salesforce but haven't yet purchased any PrimePay products. Next, we have account types for each of our key referral relationships. These represent any CPAs, brokers, and banks inside of Salesforce. You will likely spend most of your time interacting with client accounts, which represents any business that's currently using one of PrimePay's services. And lastly, once a business stops using our services, they're considered a lost client account. Inside of an account, you'll find a section for contacts. Maybe you're looking for info on the HR manager or possibly the owner of the company. Ultimately, this section is where you'll find the contact info for specific people associated with the account. Specifically for client accounts, you can look at the client services section to identify which services they have purchased. Now, the majority of your time in the system will likely be spent resolving support-related tickets, and each account will have a small section where you can view and create tickets. And as you'll see later, there's an entire section in Salesforce dedicated to viewing and sorting all tickets. The activities and appointments sections are used to document certain interactions with an account. For example, sales reps will often log the phone calls, emails, drop-bys, and meetings that have occurred with their most important accounts. And lastly, on each account, there's a section where sales reps can identify and track any new selling opportunities. Okay, so now that we've established some basic terminology, let's jump into the system. After initially setting up your username and password, you'll always log into Salesforce by opening an internet browser and visiting login.salesforce.com. And it's a good idea to bookmark this page for easy access. Once you've logged in, we are now looking at the Service Cloud view of Salesforce. At the top of the page, you'll notice a black header which contains this global search bar. You'll use this search bar often to search for different accounts, contacts, or tickets in Salesforce. Most users tend to search by client name, account number, or FEIN. Over here in the upper right corner of the screen, you can update some of your settings and preferences in Salesforce. Here at the very bottom of the page, you'll notice this purple footer. And depending on your role here at PrimePay, some of these buttons will give you access to some time-saving tools. This Knowledge button allows you to quickly access the growing list of helpful articles and forms that exist in the system. You can search for specific topics right here at the top of this pop-up window. Certain departments use this omni-channel feature to auto-assign tickets based on availability and current workload. To use omni-channel, you'll click here and select from one of these statuses. At the beginning of your day, you would typically select Available for Tickets. Changing your status to away would indicate that you're still online, but you're currently away from your desk. Then you would simply change your status to offline as you're preparing to go home for the day. This history button will allow you to quickly revisit some of the most recent accounts and tickets that you've interacted with. And lastly, we have the ability to create macros. The macros can be created to automate some of your more common tasks. For example, once a macros is built for a specific task, you'd be able to select an email template, attach a file, send the email to a customer, and update the ticket status all with one single click. So now that you know how to access Salesforce, and we've looked at some key tools on the outer edges, our next video will help you dive in and navigate through the main sections of the system. Thanks for watching. Check out our other videos for more great information.